following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up, Western Illinois University got a little bizarre with culture over the weekend. Find out more later on in the show.
The Midwest has been experiencing elements from all 4 seasons over the past week. Storm Team 3 will tell us what to expect next from this weather roller coaster. Also, with the possibility of warmer spring temperatures on the horizon, insects are waking up from their hibernation. Find out how to stay safe from ticks ahead.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
But we begin with our top story, a brutal fight caught on video at Western Illinois University. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Terrence Black.
And I'm Devin Brooks. University President Dr. Jack Thomas has spoken out about the incident. We have video of the brawl, and we want to warn you, the video is violent. In the video posted to social media, you can see the fight taking place in Thompson Hall's dining center. At least a dozen people are gathered as punches are thrown. This took place just before 1 p.m. on Saturday. It resulted in 8 arrests. 6 of the students arrested were residents of Henninger Hall. Those 6 students are Malcolm Sturdivant, Cyril Williams, Darius Miller, Martez Brakes, Eric Delaney, and Casey Commodore. Marquise Jones from Tanner Hall and non-student Gianni Gillespie of Chicago were also arrested. The 8 students were charged with mob action following the fight.
University President Jack Thomas responded to the fight with an email saying fighting and other acts of violence are not tolerated at our university. Those who engage in this type of appalling behavior will be expelled. The 8 men are barred from university property. The 7 students involved are temporarily suspended and are facing disciplinary actions from the university.
Well, in other news, WIU's Black Student Association informed students on intruder safety. The shooting at Central Michigan University marks the 12th shooting for this year. In Monday's meeting, BSA held an informational meeting on the steps to take if a shooter enters a building. Students were taught to be aware of all exits that are available in the present space. Tips on hiding and successfully escaping the scene were practiced on specific areas in Sandberg Theater. BSA plans to share this information with other organizations on campus. And a memorial plaque will be placed in the Macomb Police Department in honor of a canine that's been humanely euthanized. Caps was a 6-year-old police dog that helped recover a substantial amount of narcotics from the streets of Macomb over the years. Due to an advancement of Wobbler's syndrome, the canine could no longer continue his service. Knaps was carried by Officer Derek Wiley to be put down. Wiley was the dog's current handler.
Spring weather brings many insects, and with warmer temperatures, people and pet owners should take precautions against ticks. I talked to WIU's biology department about the current risk of deer ticks in our area. The CDC predicted last year that this will be a bad tick year this upcoming summer and fall in Illinois. Scientists say there are 3 common species of ticks: the Lone Star tick, the American dog tick, and the deer tick.
The deer tick is especially troublesome because it can transmit the bacteria that causes Lyme disease to humans and animals.
Without many drastic freezes this winter, the tick population could be higher, but a drought in the Macomb area may have combated that claim.
It may actually be a bad tick season this spring and summer as well. We just have to kind of see what the weather will do.
After being outside enjoying spring weather, people should do a tick check on themselves and their pets to prevent possible infections.
When they do go outside, though, there are things that they can do, like wearing bug spray. There are special clothing that are coated in chemicals that will prevent the ticks from latching on.
If there is a tick attached, it should be removed as soon as possible. She says the longer a tick is feeding, the higher risk there are for infections.
But you want to try to remove the head because that contains the saliva of the tick, and the pathogens a lot of times are in the saliva of the tick, and that's how they get into your bloodstream. So I just use tweezers, and basically you want to grasp the tick by the head and then pull straight up. So you want to remove as much of the tick as possible. That will also prevent parts of the tick from being left behind, which could cause a secondary infection.
Dr. Miller Hunt also advises you to keep a tick after removing it. It could be used for identification purposes if you or your pet becomes ill. You can preserve the tick by sealing it in a Ziploc bag and freezing it.
Speaking of keeping pets safe and happy, the Knox County Humane Society is in need of donations of chairs and recliners to provide a more comfortable living space for their dogs. The Humane Society is a no-kill animal shelter. This means they have to provide a living space and other needs for the animals. These donations could help make the shelter's job easier and bring a smile to an orphan pup's face. Well, also organizers creating a successful event as the 45th International Bazaar came to a close this weekend. Large crowds flocked to the Grand Ballroom on Saturday to experience cultures from around the world. There were many forms of entertainment like singing, dancing, and even a fashion show. Authentic food from the event was also available for purchase. Organizers say International Bazaar gives people a chance to experience the diversity within our community.
You know, I think it's really important to show them how diverse of a group we have at WIU and to celebrate the different cultures that are here. You know, we all are different but so similar at the same time. And it's just a really good educational event to learn more about different countries around the world.
This year's International Bazaar was sponsored by the WIU Center for International Studies, the Council on Student Activity Funds, and the International Friendship Club.
Western Illinois University puts on a career fair every semester for students. NEWS3's Jasmine Yates took a look at what students can expect at this semester's event.
Western Illinois University Career Development Center puts on a career fair every semester to provide opportunities for WIU students. Students like Ariel attend the career fair to gain different skills and to network with potential employers.
And it's a great way to come and connect with people, work on some professional skills, and also a great networking opportunity as well.
At the career fair, students are able to network with companies, get business cards, even play games.
Western Illinois University has the tools for success. Through networking, this year's career fair has over 80 different companies attending. Some companies offer internships and full-time jobs to graduating seniors.
WIU Career Fair puts a list of all the companies on their website that will be attending and what the companies are looking for. The Career Development Center brings in a variety of different companies for all types of majors.
Our annual spring career fair, we have a multitude of different employers from all areas: business, industry, healthcare, law enforcement, education. They're looking for a variety of people, both full-time people and internships. We have about 80 organizations here today.
By going to the career fair, it can help your future. I'm Jasmine Yates, reporting for NEWS3.
The Career Development Center reached out to past WIU alumni to attend the event to help current students with employment and internships. Last semester, WIU had over 300 students attend the fair and hope to attend this one. In Macomb, major road work is closer to starting along North Randolph Street. Construction work planned between Calhoun Street and University Drive on North Randolph will begin this summer. Public Works Director Scott Coker says the work will focus on replacing concrete and road resurfacing. Coker says construction bids will go out this week, and he expects the project to be completed by early August.
Well, coming up on Live at 4, after the break, could unhealthy diets trigger a teen's unhealthy habits in their life?
Find out more in this week's Health Minute after the break.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze. Help up the hand. Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane! I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to be able to stand in front of a camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved, but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
A new study suggests that telling teens to diet may have unhealthy consequences for them later.
Here's Mary Maloney with today's Health Minute. We apologize for those technical difficulties. The University Union Board at WIU will host its annual Best Week Ever. This year's theme is Not Your Average Week. The event will go on from Monday, March 19th to Friday, March 23rd, the week after spring break. Nachos will be served at each event. For those who attend each of the events will be entered in a drawing for a special prize.
Well, if you are a person who loves pizza and enjoys sneakers, you're just in luck. On Monday, Pizza Hut came up with an odd idea known as the Pi Tops 2, which features Bluetooth technology to allow people to order pizza by pressing a button on their shoes attached with the owner's smartphone. Also a button to press live TV when ordering pizza. DVR receivers from companies including DirecTV, Spectrums, Fios, Xfinity, and Dish will support the shoes. Pizza Hut hasn't come up with a price for the shoes. The sneakers will come in 2 colors, red and wheat. The pizza chain is set to launch the shoes the week of March 19th.
Live at 4, the weather has been very gloomy and below average lately.
We'll have more on your extended forecast right after the break.
I was born in St. Charles, Missouri, and grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. Funniest or most terrifying? I used to get in trouble for laughing on air, and one day we had someone kind of come in and straighten me out a little bit, if that makes sense, and everybody got a pretty good kick out of that one. My favorite thing about NEWS3 is probably how close we can get in a learning environment to the real world, not only from great things like this studio to the production room and even our writing lab. It's almost like what the professionals use.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
afternoon and welcome back, Macomb. We're seeing our temperatures at 33 degrees right now. Earlier in the day, we were experiencing snow showers, and the definition of a snow shower is snow that happens with an abrupt start and an abrupt end, and it usually doesn't stick around. But right now, we're seeing some cloudy skies with winds out of the west at 10 miles per hour. Our humidity is at 85%, and our dew point is at 29 degrees. So we're kind of close to our dew point temperature, but not too close right now, so there's no fog or anything outside. Now, looking at our Midwest weather tracker, this is a mid-latitude cyclone. This is very typical for our weather patterns that we see here in the Midwest, part of the reason why it's called mid-latitude. And you can also see that reflected in our radar view, and that's what we're seeing right now. There's not a whole lot going on in our area. Again, the snow showers have moved out of our viewing area, moved off to the east. Now, we're actually below average for our almanac right now. Again, we are at 33 degrees, and our average high is 46 degrees. But we have seen some record highs and lows, but again, we're nowhere near those records right now. We're below average. Our surface map right now, this is where we're seeing that mid-cyclonic action that is going on over the Midwest area that is bringing in that bit of snow and a little bit of rain, as we saw earlier today. Mostly snow as it got into the afternoon hours, though. Current temps, our temperatures are following that mid-latitude cyclone with the warmer, moist air from the south right in here and the colder air up in the north above that low pressure system or behind that low pressure system. Then looking at our current temperatures, again here in Macomb, we are at 33 degrees. Beardstown, you are seeing 34, and Quincy, you are at 35 degrees right now. Tonight, we're going to get down into the mid to upper 20s with 24 degrees here in Macomb, 27 in Quincy, and 24 up in Burlington. Tomorrow, we're going to be below average yet again for our temperatures with 36 in Macomb, 37 in Beardstown, and 35 in Burlington. Tomorrow night, we're going to be at 19 degrees here in Macomb, 22 in Quincy, and 22 in Springfield. So we're going to be dipping down into the upper teens and lower 20s. So we're going to be well below freezing, and in case there's any rain or snow, we might see some ice on the ground. Tonight, again, we're going to see 24 degrees for our low with some cloudy skies, but we shouldn't be having any snow or rain this evening with winds out of the northwest at 17 miles per hour. Then tomorrow we're going to see a high of 34 degrees with some mostly cloudy skies, so we'll get a break from that rain and snow with winds out of the northwest at 17. And for the rest of your week, you're seeing partly cloudy skies and cloudy skies with our temperatures staying mid to upper 30s and lower to upper 40s.
Well, Molly, thanks for that update. It's getting a little bit warmer, you know, despite the 30-degree temperatures we're feeling now, but I guess that's an improvement, right?
I mean, it is the beginning of March. Either comes in like a lion or comes out like a lamb, so I think we're coming in like a lion this month.
That's right. All right, thanks, Molly. And now let's send it over to sports with Connor.
Well, coming up in sports, both the men and the women had action this weekend in Sioux Falls in the Summit League tournament. The Western Illinois men's basketball team took on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits in the first round of the Summit League tournament, and the women's team took on South Dakota as well with a chance at the Summit League championship on the line. All that and more coming up in sports.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in the shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
After a regular season that saw the Western Illinois men's basketball team go 3-11 in conference, not many people gave Western Illinois much of a chance going up against the #1 team in the Summit, South Dakota State. Basketball from Sioux Falls as Western Illinois looked to get the biggest upset of their season. Early on, it was Isaac Johnson getting the rock after a missed shot from Kobe Webster, draining a three and drawing the foul as Isaac Johnson got the Leathernecks off to an extremely hot start. Kobe, this time it's Dalen Ankrum, the senior, trying to make the best of his senior year, going in with the floater. Ankrum again put on the dribbles and pulling out the spin move and going up and in for the bucket. Next up, you have the Jackrabbits kept themselves in as Skylar Fladden strips it from Isaac Johnson, takes it coast to coast for the bucket, but Johnson got his revenge, fading away and draining the three for the Leathernecks. Ankrum continued to keep the Leathernecks lead, getting down low and putting the ball in the bucket. CJ Duff, the sophomore, got himself going as well, taking the pass from Ankrum and pulling it up and splashing in the mid-range J. But Johnson had a great game, 17 points, 15 rebounds, hits the three. Kobe Webster had a good game as well, the freshman duo doing it with Webster hitting the jumper. But with time running out, the Leathernecks down by just a couple. Webster misses the jumper as the Leathernecks lose 66-60. Western Illinois is eliminated from the tournament, but the future is bright for Western with the freshman talents of Isaac Johnson and Kobe Webster. Things are looking up for the Necks. The Western Illinois women's basketball team was in action on Monday, taking on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits with a trip to the Summit League on the line. Early on, it was Olivia Brown putting it up and in for the Leathernecks. All night, the Jackrabbits had answers, though, showing the good ball movement and eventually getting it around and finding Macy Miller, who will drill the three from deep for the Jackrabbits. SDSU kept it going as sophomore Megan Boltzma grabs the miss and puts it back for an easy second chance bucket. With the score growing out of hand, Sam Pryor tried to reel her team back in, draining the three for the Leathernecks, but it would not be enough as SDSU continued the onslaught. Grace Gilmore once again bearing it from long range, and she would put it in. And Michelle Farrow hit a three as well for Western Illinois. Gilmore again bearing it from long range, but it was too little too late as the Leathernecks fall to the Jackrabbits 80-51. Western Illinois' bid for the Summit League ends in a devastating way. For the Leathernecks, Morgan Bloomer tallied 14 while Emily Clemens was kept quiet, only totaling 3 points and 4 assists. Still searching for their first win of the season, the Western Illinois baseball team was in action this past weekend against Evansville in a 3-game set. Unfortunately for the Leathernecks, things would not go to plan. Western would drop all 3 games, totaling just 3 runs in the series. All 3 runs came on a 6-3 loss on Sunday. Next up for baseball is up against Indiana State in a 3-game series this upcoming weekend in Terre Haute, Indiana. Finally, football is back in the spotlight with the NFL Combine taking place this past weekend, and one man from the University of Central Florida has gotten the attention of people around the country. Shaquem Griffin had his left hand amputated at the age of 4 after being born with a birth defect. After years of people telling him that he couldn't do it, he continues to prove people wrong. Griffin took the field and ran a 4.38 40-yard dash, this being the fastest dash for a linebacker since the 2003 Combine. Griffin was not even originally invited to the Combine, but a last-second chance got him into position to shock the country. Apart from the run, he also impressed at the bench press, hitting 20 reps at 225 pounds. Griffin impressed NFL coaches during the Combine, including Pete Carroll, current coach for the Seattle Seahawks, who currently coaches Shaquem's brother, Shaquille, who is a cornerback. Speaking of his brother, the 4.38 time is the exact same time his brother ran just a year ago at the Combine. The time was also better than All-Pro players Ezekiel Elliott, Julio Jones, and Richard Sherman. Now with the draft coming up, the man who almost wasn't even at the Combine has a chance to make an NFL team earlier than expected. The NFL draft is over a month away, and you can see where Griffin ends up starting on April 26th. That's sports. Final word is next.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand, said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That would be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
One very important mascot has officially become eligible for AARP. That's the American Association of Retired Pups. Rocky just celebrated his 8th birthday on Friday with a party in the University Union.
Now, 8 years is approximately 56 dog years. Although Rocky is getting close to retirement, his owner, Joe Roselip, says he will continue to be part of not only his family, but the WIU family, and will remain spoiled by popcorn and belly rubs. And speaking of special birthdays, my right-hand man, literally, his birthday is today. Devin Brooks, how old are you turning?
It is. I was born at 4:32 in the afternoon, 19 years ago, and I feel blessed.
Oh, so it's not really your birthday then? You have to wait till 4:30?
No, it's my birthday. The whole day, it's my birthday. Oh, wow, I saw the video. Wow.
Yeah, that's a special surprise.
Oh, wow, look at that. Okay. All right, well, I think we have to move on, but thank you all. I appreciate it. Molly, the rest of the week, I think it's just staying the same.
Rest of the week is looking pretty good. We've got some partly sunny skies on Wednesday and Thursday with highs in the mid to upper 30s. Friday, we're going to bring those clouds back into the area with a high of 41. Saturday, again, we're going to bring that sunshine back in just a little bit with a high closer to 50 with 47 for the high. But then on Sunday, those clouds are going to move back into the area with a high of 42 degrees. Your lows for the week are going to range from the upper teens to the upper 20s and lower 30s on Saturday with a low of 31. So
all right,
a little
thank you
chilly,
very much.
chilly.
Thanks a lot, Molly.
Wow, I did not see that video.
It was just a little surprise. You had to throw it in there.
I appreciate it,
But
guys.
that's all from us today.
But we're online all the time. Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.